Hi everyone, we're going to look at the Airfix HMS Devonshire kit in 1/600 scale, and we're going to look at building it two ways. One as HMS Devonshire and a second build as HMS Bristol, which is a conversion. Let's start by first building it as intended as a county class destroyer. The out-of-the-box kit has a number of inaccuracies that we will address in the following slide. You can either pause the video and read the slide in your own time, or you can follow through as we address each point as we go through the build. This first photo shows the modifications made to the bow, foredeck, and turret mounting areas. This next photo shows just how far back the superstructure is from the second turret. It needs to be moved forward about 7 mm to make the position more accurate. The corrected position is shown here with the superstructure much closer to the second turret. Also visible here is the replacement bridge cab and gun director, which replaced the rather poor original kit parts. For those of you interested in the underwater details, you'll notice here the bilge keels and stabilizer fins have been added, and you'll also notice that the props have been converted into 5-bladed props. The kit supplied turrets are the wrong proportions, but can be modified as shown on the left here to more closely resemble a nice 3D printed turret as shown on the right. You can see here that the deck house on which the rear funnel is sitting has been raised slightly. This also raises the CCAT directors and gives them a better line of sight command. The CCAT launchers provided are also very poor, and you'll want to replace them with either scratch built or 3D versions. The length of the quarterdeck has to be increased 3 mm, which also means that the end of the flight deck has to be moved forward 3 mm. This adjustment can be made relatively easily, but it will leave a gap at the end of the quarterdeck that needs to be filled, as shown here by the white portion. Note here along the side of the ship the scratch-built life raft canisters and the stowed embarkation ladder. The photo etch improvements visible here include deck railing, 20 mm Okerlins, the mast yard arms, the large 965 radar antenna, the flight deck safety nets, the Wessex helicopter blades and undercarriage, and the Sea Slug launcher. In the stern shot, we can see the 5-bladed props, and we can also see the smaller decals that have been used on the transom as the provided numbers were too large. And here's a few final shots to show the model as completed. Now, believe it or not, this hull is actually quite suitable for conversion to a Type 82 destroyer. And in the following slides, we'll show how, with the various adjustments to the hull and the decks, we get quite a good result as a basis for that model. With a bit of cutting and filling, we end up with quite a nice Type 82 hull. You can see that where possible, I've used the original deck, just cutting and splicing it together to fit the new layout. If you want to do this conversion, I've provided the next slide as a reference of some of the key dimensions that you'll need. Note that 10 mm has been taken off the length of the hull amidships. These next few slides show various stages of the superstructure development. Some of the parts used from the original kit include the masts, the forefunnel, the Sea Slug launcher converted into a Sea Dart launcher, and some parts of superstructure. Various parts needed to be modified or scratch built are shown here, including the Ikara launcher and recess and the Mark 8 turret. In a few progress shots here, you can see a lot of parts dry fitted and photo etch just beginning to be added. And the following series of photos show the model as completed. I've reused quite a few parts left over from other kits and other conversions, so it's a really good lesson not to throw anything out. For example, I've used a spare limbo mortar from a Leander build, and I also found that the funnel from a Leander kit is a perfect match for the rear funnels of this model. The Ikara launcher can be posed either open or covered. So we've shown you two ways of building this kit, either as a county class or as a Type 82. Hope you've enjoyed watching.